Good morning. We're starting in a tractor already today. We've got the boys with us. Say good morning, boys.
Good morning.
We got plots to plant today. So first thing we got to do is get this tank unhooked. And so I'm just pulling it around here where I got a good spot to park it. And we're going to get it unhooked and get everything ready for the plots. Wade is already here, so we got to go. All right, so I filled up the tank on the planter there. We pumped this one empty. Now we've got to unhook this, which just, put the jack down, break all our connections. So then we've got enough fertilizer on the planter to plant the plot and some of the field around it. We'll need to put some seed in there to plant the end rows and stuff before we can do the plot. So, all right, now we get to load up our new seed tender. So we've got a partial box of the variety that I need here. It's this 08M20. I'm not exactly sure how much is in there, but it should be enough for what I need to do. So we're going to set that box on there, and then we're going to use a new seed tender. And hopefully the scale works, and it'll tell me exactly what's on there. Maybe it's got to be running. Duh, it's not electric. Dad's back with the 4440 in the mower. He must have done some mowing. So let's see here. A little choke. Hit the key. Beautiful. Now, there we go. Cool. Okay, we got the auger folded up. Now, according to the scale here, there's 1,000 pounds on there, but that includes the weight of the box, which is a little over 300. So we're gonna put about 350, 325 pounds in one side, and we'll do the other side and see how close that is. I think gate's closed. I think everything is good here. We should be able to open this box and go here. Okay. Let's see. We got to pull this pin. Pull that. There. All right. Like that, I guess.
Is it not coming down?
Go.
Maybe tomorrow.
Coming. I might need more speed on my motor. Come on. There it comes. Cool. Scale is working. I can see it counting down. 770. We need to get down to like 670, 75. Well, it's doing 10-pound increments, so. Okay. Well, the tanks, I got all the seed in. Here's the moment of truth. So there's that switch up underneath there. Bump the auger backwards. And now let's fold. I might not have went backwards far enough. Still spilling a little bit of seed. Not bad though. Not bad. Better than the old one. Learning curve here. Okay, we've got seed. I think we're ready to go. Grandpa, they wouldn't even go with Grandpa. They want to ride in the planter tractor so bad. Let's go, boys. Check it out, I planted something. All right, so I did end rows and I did two passes along the road to get us off of there. So we're getting ready to start the plot here. We got a few things we got to do to get this planter ready to do the plot. One, we've got to empty all the seed out of the units. So we got to pull all the plates to do that. We're gonna have to do that every time we switch varieties. We've got to open up all these mini hoppers, throw the lids up there, pull these elbows out because we're just gonna dump the seed right in here rather than using the CCS tank. So I do have all that seed I just put in there, but if I unplug this solenoid right here that I unplugged from the blower fan, it won't blow any of the seed to the row units, so we can plant the plot without contaminating with that other seed. So that's good. I gotta go get some bags to put this corn in and something to put all those little elbows in and stuff, so it's going to take a little bit to get set up again. Okay, here we go. First two passes, or two varieties of the plot. So I'll explain how this works a little bit as we go here. But basically we are testing all of the individual hybrids that I sell. A lot, way too many. Plus a couple of competitors. And so basically we put 8 rows of each in. Half the planter is one variety, half the planter is another variety. We plant one pass down, we turn around, we clean it all out, we put new seed in, and we keep going until we've got them all planted. So it's a slow process, it's gonna take a while, but it's good information. And while things are still drying and we're maybe a touch on the too wet side yet, this is a good thing to do to kill some time, I guess. So yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get my GoPro and do a montage today. This is a good day to do it since I gotta stop and get out of the planter all the time anyway. Okay, I finally got the boys to go with Grandpa, so now things will move a little bit faster here. What are we on? 8? I think this is 8 hybrids in, something like that. Maybe just 6. So we're doing all right. Monitor looks pretty good. I'll explain this probably not even today because this video is going to be long, but sometime. Problem with plots is you get all kinds of seed sizes and it's hard to dial them in and get them planted perfect because you're such short passes, but we'll do the best we can. Oh man, well, we're making progress. It's slow going here, but we've got a lot of entries in. I don't know how many more we've got to do. Hopefully only 2, 4 or something like that, and not very many, but yeah, we're getting the hang of it. Jack's up, so he's helping, so that's making things go faster, which is good. The problem is my agronomist over there, Wade, decided we needed 24 varieties in this plot, and that's excessive. I mean, it's okay, but it takes longer. Which is why we're doing this today and not when I feel like it's dry enough to be getting a lot of acres done. Finally, the variety trials are done. We also put in, you guys remember that seed treatment they gave me, that additional fungicide that I put in on some beans? Well, they gave me a bag of corn that had some of that on it. So we have a side-by-side with the Viantis treated, without the Viantis treated. And then now we've got this 8 rows, and the ones we're gonna do right now are a population study. We're doing different seeding rates. And then we're gonna do a starter rate trial. We may do a seed depth trial, and we'll probably do a nitrogen rate trial. But those are all gonna use the same hybrid, the hybrid that's in my bulk tanks. So they'll go faster because it's all just changing computer settings from the cab. So we got to clean out the seed on that side of the planter and make sure that it's got the same stuff that's on this side of the planter, and then we'll cover a little bit of ground a little bit faster. Found stuff to play with. Okay, so we're to stuff that's moving faster. So I did a starter rate trial. We did 3 passes with 3 different starter rates, 0, 10, 20 gallons per acre. Right now I'm doing what is going to be a nitrogen rate trial, but everything gets planted the same here. We just will side dress with different rates when we get to that. So things go faster, much faster. We've got just a few acres left in this field. We're gonna finish it, and then I'm still debating on whether we're gonna jump across into that next field and do the bean plot today or not. I've got help today, and it's still just a touch wet, which means I should do it, but it's really nice out, and it would be nice to just go knock some acres out this afternoon. The thing is, not all of our fields are gonna be ready. Not even all of them are gonna be ready tomorrow or probably on Sunday, and so I might be in a situation where I plant what I can plant, and then I gotta sit and wait anyway, so might as well do the plot now rather than do nothing on Sunday afternoon when I you know, could have had this bean plot done. So I don't know. I'm gonna talk to Wade and see what he wants to do. All right, the plot in the field is done. It's only 24 acres there, so it's not a big field, but it's good to have something, that one done and out of the way. We decided we're gonna do the beans today, so we're gonna take the planter back and switch it over to beans. Now I could just grab the bean planter and use that, but I like using the corn planter for my plot because it's a lot easier to plant because we have half as many rows, 30-inch rows versus 15-inch rows, and it's easier to walk the fields in the summer and look at the varieties and stuff. The 15-inch rows are probably a better test and would be better for a plot agronomically, and because that's what we're using on everything else. but it will take me twice as long to plant that plot in 15-inch rows as it does in 30-inch rows. And so we're just going to switch this planter over, and by switch this planter over, I mean I'm going to steal the row units off of the bean planter and put them on this one and just use it. So it's simple, it's easy, it won't take near as long to do it that way, and we'll get that one knocked out today as well. And then we'll switch the planter back over to corn and go find some fields to plant and get something done today. So I am going to throw a little bit of fertilizer on here, but not the same starter blend that I normally use. We're going to put some ATS, ammonium thiosulfate, in as a sulfur test. One of the other trials that we'll do besides variety trials on beans. So I'm going to park right over here. We're going to unfold. I'm going to back right up to this dike, and that way we can load and change units and everything all at the same time. All right, we have swapped row units with the bean planter. Well, not really swapped, but the corn ones are sitting in the shop, and we put some from the bean planter on here. We need a few beans to plant the perimeter and everything around the plot. So we emptied the seed tanks out. I'm going to load some beans into it, and then I think we'll be ready to go. Some monitor set up. And we're planting soybeans now. All right, sweet. So we're going to plant pass down here and a pass back and the ends along the trees, and then we'll get started with our plot stuff here. So same thing as what we did with the corn this morning, more or less. I've got like I said, I've got the bean meters from the bean planter on there so we can plant the beans. We're planting at, well, we're at 140,000, but I'm actually going to drop that. We're going to go down to 120,000 for the plot. And then we're still going to do some agronomic trials. We'll do seeding rate. We may do a planting depth. We may do I got some starter, well, it's not starter, it's just that ATS, ammonium thiosulfate, in the tank. We'll do a trial with that, so we'll have some good comparison stuff here. And I think there's only like 13 or 14 varieties, not 24 like the corn, so this will go a little faster. And with Jack here, we should be able to fly through it. So it is getting to be 2:45 already, so this is taking a while, but the ground is still drying out. We've got some dust, and I think we'll keep planting once we're done here and find another field to go to, so that's a good thing. So the first entry we did here happened to be a competitive variety, and boy, look at that seed treatment. Them beans is beautiful. My goodness. Nice job on that. I mean, the seed treatment's crap, and it's just colorful, shiny powder and liquid that doesn't do anything. But they look pretty.
Now you're gonna wash your hands.
I know, now I gotta wash my hands. I got glitter on them too, because I had glitter beans in there. Oh, okay. Potty time. Can you tell everybody what you got? You find a flower?
Yeah.
Oh, what do
Not
you,
really.
not many. What are you gonna do with it? You gonna give it to Mama?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
But I don't have anywhere to sit them up.
Oh, yeah, we don't have anywhere to put it right now, do we?
In there?
No, that's not a good spot.
Why?
Because maybe we can lay it back here behind the seat. 4 o'clock. It's been a long day. It's 3 more numbers. We gotta empty the planter. No, there's only 1 more number. We gotta empty the planter this time, and then half next time. We're almost done. All right. So we've got the last variety for the variety trial on that side. This side here, we're doing a population study, and oh man, are we low. We were planting those at 60,000, which is super low for beans. The rest of the plot we planted at 120,000, which I also think is super low. But we're gonna do a 60, 100, 140, and we'll see how it plays out. That's part of doing plot work, is you push the limits and the boundaries to see what's possible, what can be done. I got pretty good helpers though, I tell you what. I'll get it. Okay, good job. Take it off. Okay, go dump it in the bag. The blue one. The plots and the plot fields are done. Okay, well, it's 5 o'clock. We've spent a good 9 hours. Planting a grand total of 15 plus 25, about 40 acres. But that's okay. We got it done. So we're gonna go flip the corn planter back to planting corn, and then we can go do another 46 acres down the road. Loading up seed for the next field here. I've had to call an audible on varieties because I'm really worried about getting this full season corn planted. So I've got a partial box of some 111 day stuff that was the first stuff that we planted that we're going to use this up in this field. And then we're going to put some of the 110 day in that I've got in paper bags. And that should be good. So we're getting closer. Seeds loaded. I got my tank hooked backed up. We're loading up with fertilizer right now. I measured out my boron. We're measuring out the zinc. Put that in. We've got ATS. We're putting some 1034O in. We're getting it. Ready to go here. Okay, here we go. Well, I forgot a setting in the monitor when I switched back to corn. So for the first from there to about there on that first pass, we planted it at about 50,000 plants per acre because the planter still thought we were planting beans, but it thought it had a 90 cell plate and we had a 40 cell plate in. So we were set at 120,000 divided by a little over 2. Gives me roughly 55,000. That's too high. Good thing I caught that pretty quick. The monitor didn't really beep at me because, well, it was doing exactly what it thought it was supposed to be doing. So, oh well. Anyway, we're good here. There's 46 acres in this field. We're going to try and cruise right through it. All right, now that the end rows are done, kick on the auto steer, sit back, relax a little bit. Time to dig into the snack bag. Salty or sweet? Oreos or crackers? How about some popcorn? Yep, this will do for now. Dad stopped and rode with me for a couple of rounds, and we're about out of seed. Maybe can plant another 5-6 acres would be my guess. When he just got out, so I went out and checked it and evened the hoppers out a little bit. That sun is bright. Let's try and keep it right behind me. But I've got all those bags on there that we'll throw in when we're done. So this stuff went farther than I thought it was going to. We've only got 21 acres left in the field here, so won't need a full 10 bags. But the bags are the same variety that's going in the next field, so it isn't a big deal if we have a little bit extra in there. Well, we made it to 13 to go before we ran out of seed, so I'm gonna look and make sure they're both relatively empty. I'll do a little math here. 13 acres, 6 bags will more than do it. So we're gonna put 6 bags in. 3 on each side, that's easy. Well, that side's empty, and that side's empty enough for me. I hate it when there's a sliver left like that. Like, it's too narrowed for me to piece it in, but it looks terrible. There's a big wide gap there. It needs 2 rows in it. But I'm not piecing in 2 rows because then I have to side dress 2 rows. I have to combine 2 rows. It's just, kills me. Turns out that sliver was pie-shaped and it was the whole length of the field. And it's 4 rows on one end, 2 on the other. So, dang it. I don't want to look at it all year, and I'm filling it in. All right, I'm done here. I'm going to head back to the farm, and it is 9 o'clock. I am not going to go to another field tonight, but I am going to load the planter up and be ready for tomorrow. We're going to have a big day tomorrow, so we got to be ready to go. So the first field we're going to go to tomorrow has 140 acres in it. I'm going to need over 2,000 gallons of starter, and I can't call that much. At the very most, I can do 1,900, but I don't like doing that because it's so heavy. So I'm going to mix up a batch with even round numbers, meaning I put 12.5 gallons per acre on. 7.5 of that is my 1034O. 4.5 is ATS. 1/4 of a gallon, or 1/4 to the acre of boron, and 1/4 of zinc. So just multiply those by 1,000. And I need 450 of the ATS, 750 of the 1034O, and 25 gallons of each of these. So I'm going to put that in, and then we'll get fertilizer hauled to the field when we need it tomorrow. I meant multiply by 100. It's been a long day. How nice it is to have a working scale. We're putting this whole box in, but I need to split it in half, so we're putting 1,350 pounds in each box. And now I can get it pretty darn close. Look at this. Watch how awesome this is. Cleans it right out. That's fantastic. Nothing spilling when it's folded. How about that? Oh, that's so nice. I can take that bucket, throw it in the seed hopper up there, and we are good to go. All right, we are loaded up with full box of seed. It's enough for like 115 acres-ish, and enough fertilizer for, I don't know, more than 100 acres, I think. Anyway, doesn't matter. I'm gonna park this tonight, but I'm gonna park it by the fuel tank. We're gonna fuel up before we go tomorrow, because tomorrow's gonna be a long day and I don't want to run out of fuel because I forgot. So I'm gonna go clean up, put that seed tender back, and get out of here. Go home and get some sleep. Okay, it's done. Let's go home. Can you see me at all? Probably not. So I have no idea how long this video is gonna be. I've got to edit it yet. It's, I don't know, 9:30, which is fine. But I feel like I did not do a very good job explaining what was going on with the plot today, so I apologize for that. Is what it is, I guess. So if you have any questions, make sure you type them down below. I'll try and answer them. I have a few things that I want to hit over planting season here. I'll try and address tomorrow. Things like why we use GMO seed, and you know, why we're using the fertilizer that we're using, and chemicals, and all of that good stuff. So I'll try and keep them to one a day so that my videos don't get too super long. But anyway, if you may have also noticed yesterday and today that I'm may sound a little bit off. I am a little bit sick, which makes the fun, busy part of the season much more fun, right? Just a congestion, head cold kind of thing, but it is making this less and less fun. So hopefully I can get some decent sleep tonight, because I don't think tomorrow there's going to be much. So the plan for tomorrow, we've got this 140 acre field that we're going to go to first thing in the morning, and we're all loaded up, ready to go. I'm going to attempt to get here early, 6-ish, but I might have to help my wife get the boys off to the babysitter, which will mean that she won't leave till 7 or 7:15, and it'll be after that. But we'll see. And then after we plant that field, we've got one of our cover crop fields that was wheat last year that we planted our oats and radish cover crop in. They haven't been hanging super wet, but the missing ingredient to get them to dry out turns out was heat. And we've gotten some heat and stuff, and Dad looked at them at night and he said they're a lot drier than they have been, and he thought that we could plant one by tomorrow afternoon. So we've got 128 acres of one of those fields that we're going to try and plant it tomorrow. And we'll see how long that takes us, but by the time we do 140 and 128 and we've got 260, 70 acres done tomorrow, that's a long day. So, and then with the plan to go to Berkey on Sunday, but we got to go down there and check it. So who knows? We'll see. The rain that they were calling for here, over Sunday night and Monday, it looks like they're sort of backing off, both on percentages and the amounts. The one forecast that I saw tonight said like 40 or 50% chance of 0.04 of an inch on Sunday or Monday. Like that's nothing. So we may get a good enough stretch of weather to be into Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday before it rains again, in which case we'll get most of our corn and beans in the ground. So that is good. So all right, I'm going to stop rambling here and go to bed. So have a good night, everybody. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again tomorrow.